This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person. This last week, I sort of made a lot of extra ice cubes.
Why?
We had run out. We had run out of ice cubes, and I was trying to make a Negroni. And I decided that the Negroni Spritz is kind of the drink of the summer. So I was going to I kind of filled up the trays and then cracked them into the bowl.
And you made too many?
No, I made extra.
Oh.
Some normal person might make ice cube in the ice cube trays and then say I have 3 ice cube trays. That's the amount of ice cubes that I'm having.
Yes.
But I sort of made ice cubes ahead of time, cracked the ice cube tray, dumped it on into the bowl.
Oh, that's good.
And now
I've
got double because I don't have one of the fancy fridges that sort of does it so nice for me.
Yeah.
Light bulbs are firing off for me because I've got a bum knee right now.
Oh,
I
no.
keep running out of ice.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, how do I ice this knee? But now I have a really nice ice pack that wraps around my knee.
I thought that was a running joke for a second. And I really had to kind of reset.
No.
So you're like, I have a bum knee, so I've been running out of ice.
No. I wish.
Well, I'm here with Ben and Emil of Trillionaire Mindset. Ben and Emil, welcome to the show.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
Absolutely. You guys host a very funny podcast on the TMG network. It's sort of about cash, how to have it, where to get it.
It kind of started as that, but now we want to be the place where people go to when something happens.
It's a lot of current events. It's anything
Yeah.
kind of political, financial,
Right.
economics.
You have the finger on the pulse for news
And
and
then-
everything else.
We like to just take the piss out of all this.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You're a piss taker.
We use
We're
the
piss takers,
ultrasound.
all
We
right?
take the
Yeah,
needle.
we'll take it.
We use the ultrasound, stick the needle right in there. We take that piss.
By the way, for people who aren't on the Patreon,
Oh, right.
that's a native plug for what we talked
Yeah,
about
let's
on the
not tell
Patreon. No, if you're confused, head over to the Patreon because you're
Yeah.
going to get that cold open.
Right.
I mean, in terms of getting rich and having cash, so you both were stock traders or just you?
No.
Just me.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Ben is a day trader.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're a day trader by trade. That's what you do now.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. And if I had $1,000,
Oh, buddy. Go on. Sorry. God. If you had $1,000,
I felt pitied there.
No. If you had $1,000, what?
What should I do with it to sort of get rich quick? How should I invest it in a way that's going to get my ass rich?
Brother, I got bad news for you.
Yikes.
You cannot do much of it. I'll. Yeah, I love that. For people who are interested in trading, like as not a career, well, I guess a career and to make money with it, you need money to make money. If you were to play with $1,000, you'd probably lose it because the thing that you would need to do is play with options, and options are basically gambling. And what I tell most people is you want to have at least like 20 grand, 25 grand.
Sure.
And if you're really serious about it, you should do what I did, which is get what's called your Series 57 license, which enables you to trade at what's called a prop firm, which is where I trade, where they take your $25,000 and they leverage it like 10 to 20x, and then you share in the profits. So that you have a way bigger runway to trade with, because you lose half of that $1,000.
Yeah.
Your buying power is not only reduced, but your psychological damage is equally cut in half.
Yeah. My last $1,000 for my baby. And it's sort of gone in an instant.
Those were our like most common questions at first. It was people just being like, I saved up $1,700 and I never want to work again. And I was like,
and you're like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like
Go back to the gas station.
we have bad news. I don't know.
Yeah, and people really don't like being told that.
Sure.
If you tell them like, actually, it's not that easy, they go, well, fuck.
Yeah.
What are you doing then with this show? I thought this was the whole point.
Right.
And but generally speaking,
But the point was we were always making fun of those people because like
Right.
there's plenty of people on TikTok right now who are like, if you're not driving a Ferrari by 24, you're a loser. You're an idiot.
Yeah, big time.
And you failed.
Yeah.
they're right.
But definitely right. I am a loser.
And they're like, it's very easy. This is all very easy.
Yeah.
And you're stupid if you can't figure it out.
There are the people who are like, you should buy a vending machine company. I keep getting served those guys.
Or a laundromat.
Yeah, laundromats. big one.
Laundromat, vending machine company, but there's just cannot be that much profit happening there. I actually had a friend who was telling me, this is maybe my little piece of financial advice that I don't even know if I'm going to do, but it'd be kind of fun. But she was like, 90% of businesses, I don't know where she got this. Shout out to my friend Katie, but she was like, 90% of small businesses in America are owned by boomers who are going to retire in the next 2 years. So you should buy a boomer business and then use modern like technology to like make it way easier to run. Like buy a plumbing company that is profitable. And what you do is go, and if you see that they have all paper records, buy the company, digitize all of them, and then just have the company run itself through like automated invoicing and whatever.
And then I slowly realized I knew nothing about plumbing. All my customers are like, my house is flooded.
There's
like,
shit all up in my house.
Yeah, but think about how quick it is when your invoice comes over email.
Yeah. Don't you love that?
Who cares if there's water in your basement?
Yeah.
There are, I mean,
it's direct deposit.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
she's not wrong, I feel like. Because I remember a few years ago having a vague interest in that. And there are websites where you can buy businesses.
Oh, really?
And there's like, there's a liquor store where the owner died and it's in Montebello and it's $25,000 to buy this liquor store. And I'm like, that's pretty cheap for a liquor store. I could buy a liquor store.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to do at the liquor store?
Do I want a liquor store?
Set it on fire to collect the insurance money?
Maybe.
Or I feel like there's like a very specific type of guy I talk to at parties in LA now who explained to me that all you need to do is start buying property in Joshua Tree. And he makes it seem like he's a genius, right? Because he's like, and now I'm just Airbnb-ing those. And I'm like, no, I understand how real estate works.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a down payment for a house.
Yeah, no. I'd like that before I start buying Joshua Tree desert property.
It just sounds so stressful too. You know?
Oh, totally.
God damn. Dealing with all that shit. I mean, there are so many ways to make money doing little like side hustles. Like, hey, you could open a Subway franchise.
Yeah.
You got 30 grand or however much it costs. Do it.
Yeah.
Your clothes are going to smell like every Subway in the United States, but hey.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
I remember meeting a girl at a party in Newport Beach like 10 years ago. And she told me that her parents own like 10 McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, you're fucking so rich.
Yeah, if you own a franchise McDonald's,
yeah, let alone like 10 of them.
Right. Yeah, Jesus.
It's so hard to open a McDonald's franchise.
Yeah,
it's
you have to like
ones.
pass a lot of like tests and stuff like that.
You need like $3 million
What?
in liquid
That's
assets.
crazy.
You need here's the process. You need like $3 million, and then they put you on a list. And when your name gets called, when you get called up, they give you just a random location in the country.
Oh.
And you have one chance, or you have technically, I guess, two chances. If it's in the middle of nowhere and you don't want it, you say no. And then you get one more shot. So the next time you come up and your name comes up and you say no again, thanks for playing, you're out.
You're out.
Wow.
And if you say yes,
by Ronald.
yes, you're just done. Like, all right, you're not serious.
We're going to give it to someone who's serious about the McDonald's business.
Yes. And then if you do say yes, you have to spend, I believe, a year there on the ground learning how to do every single part of the job. You have to go to
I'm sorry, but for
McDonald's college or whatever.
McDonald's college.
There's a thing.
Yeah.
Who is this for? Someone who has $3 million in assets, ready to just pick up and move to some random location.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, I can't
maybe
imagine.
I need to recheck.
I think people,
Yeah.
I think
if I had $3 million,
Yeah.
I'm planted. I don't want to go anywhere.
I'm not going to be like, babe, pack up your shit.
We're going
to Duluth.
We're going to Duluth, and I've got to do a year of McDonald's college.
Yeah, I think it's called like Hamburger College or something. I'm dead serious. I
Okay,
think
so we got the Whopper. I guess it's like, that's not even a fucking McDonald's, by the way.
I'm matriculating at McDonald's U this year.
Yeah, that's huge. We're going to answer some calls here in a second, but people are probably wondering, Emil, Ben, what qualifies you as perfect people to be on the show to answer the people's conundrums today?
I think there's a long history of people who are just absolute messy bitches giving advice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the qualification. Like everyone who I've ever met who's like, I'm a life coach. It's like, they're just a complete mess.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to speak for Ben, but my life's a mess. So I'm ready to give advice. That's how I know I've become ready.
Started from the bottom and you're still there.
Still there.
And you're ready to bring
tell
people down with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I've lived a long life. I've made so many mistakes professionally, personally. I've done a lot of psychedelics. I've been in therapy for a long time.
Yeah.
I suffer from OCD, for which I take medication. And I've endured great personal loss. I feel like I also have the correct opinions.
Yeah.
On just about everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So a lot of life experience and good taste. I'm like Rick Rubin, where I'm not, how he's like, I don't know how to do a soundboard. I just know I have good taste. That's me, baby.
Well, as always, if people like the show, then they can rate and subscribe it on iTunes, on Spotify, and they can give it a damn review. And if they love the show, then they can consider joining us on Patreon, where we have bonus episodes. We have an extended cold open of every single episode, including this one, where we talked about your life as a veterinarian in training, as well as bonus episodes every Friday, where I call back people from the show and see how
fun.
my advice changed their life.
Ooh.
But for now, let's get into the phone lines.
Fuck yes.
We have a very special call here from someone who has uncovered sort of a funny little happening at their nanny job.
Ooh.
Hi, Miles. My name's Taylor, and I am needing some help. I am a nanny, and I just found out that the mom I nanny for was found in an affair with her best friend. And she just had her husband pass away, and it's just insane, and I don't know what to do. I really need some help. Thank you.
All right.
Interesting.
Wait. So
the woman she nannies for
is having an affair with her best friend. And I'm guessing that her best friend is also married to someone.
Hello?
Hello, you called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back about the naughty little nanny problem.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
Okay.
I'm obviously here with Ben and Emil from Trillionaire Mindset.
Hi.
Now,
hello.
I'm going to need some more details on who's having the affair, who's diddling who, and what your job is like.
I started as a nanny for this family. It was for a young wife and husband, and the husband actually, unfortunately, got cancer, and he was unable to really do a lot of the care that he needed to do for the daughter. So they asked me to start helping out in the mornings, just getting her to daycare and all that stuff. So I was helping out for probably about I've been helping out for about 4 months at this point, and he actually ended up passing away about 2 months ago now.
Ugh, that's terrible.
So it's just been me, and it's been really hard. Yeah, so it's just been me, the mom, and their daughter. And so I've been helping out each morning still, and the mom just started back at work recently. So I get there pretty early because the mom's a teacher. So I get there around 6 a.m. and I wait for the kid to wake up each morning, and I use their iPad to check the baby monitor.
Shout out
iPad.
Wake up. Yeah,
it's always an iPad.
Yeah,
always
yeah.
What's going on with this iPad?
Is it the new one with the M. chip? Sorry, not important. Keep going.
I'm looking on the baby camera one morning, and I see a text message come through from her best friend, whose name is Maddie. And Maddie has been dating their other friend, Jenna, for about 4 years now. And they live together, have a dog together. And the wife that I've been helping out, she actually has been helping Jenna shop for engagement rings for Maddie. All this stuff.
Gotcha.
As far as I know, the wife is straight. I didn't know if she was bi or anything, but I get a text that comes through on the iPad because it's synced with her phone. And it's literally this text from Maddie basically professing her love, telling her how much she loves her and how in love with her she is. And my jaw just dropped, and I couldn't help but click on the text. And
you clicked on the text?
I had to.
No, you didn't. Sorry. So it's going to show up as red, right? If it syncs to the phone.
I think it does.
Have them on their head.
I think it does.
No, but it would mark it as no longer like a new message.
She's still doing it.
Wow.
So
She's still doing it. This girl has no idea because I find out she's sneaking Maddie out every morning from the house before I get there.
Oh.
She has been spending the night at the house every morning. She has no clue I know. She thinks she's totally sneaking her out every morning. I can see it in the text.
Okay, gotcha.
She has zero idea I know, and Jenna doesn't know. And they literally, like, the wife and Jessica went shopping, like, for engagement rings maybe 2 weeks ago for Maddie. And I just don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. I'm not really close to Jenna. I don't know how to, like, tell her. I don't know what to do.
Well, first of all, I think it's like, if I'm, the woman you nanny for, Maddie and Jenna, other couple, what's the woman's name you nanny for?
Jessica.
These are fake names, right?
They are, yes.
Okay, they are.
Okay.
By the way, yeah, my mind wasn't even there. I was like, name them their last names too. But no, okay, so Jessica, I think, by the way, this totally makes sense. If I'm Jessica and my husband just passed away and I'm in this like emotional turmoil and I need some sort of support, like she's probably struggling and like had this intimacy. What is your responsibility in this? Well, first of all, Taylor, I think that you can't be clicking on those texts.
Yeah.
Agree.
Unfortunately,
I'm not, but they just keep flooding in.
you can't help yourself.
They just keep flooding in. I'm not even clicking them anymore. They just are. She doesn't even like. She's not even trying to hide it on the iPad. Like, you just come in notification after notification.
I know exactly what to do here.
Yeah, here we go.
You just tell Jessica in a way that makes it like a wink, wink, nod, nod. You just say, "Hey, I'm just letting you know that I went to check the baby's iPad and your personal text messages are linked to it. And you might want to look into unsyncing that." And then that gives her the opportunity to realize, oh shit, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know everything. That's kind of a way of telegraphing that you know everything without. Also, it's not your responsibility. I don't know, actually.
It's not your responsibility. What were we going to say?
to tell Jenna.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah,
I actually think that is like too involved. Because you're not friends with these people. You just work for Jessica, right?
Yeah, because I just met Jenna like through all this. Like, I met her at the funeral, I met her at things like that and stuff. So I kind of know Jenna,
heavy.
but barely.
Such an emotional time.
Yeah, you don't have any responsibility, but do know that it will weigh heavy that, you know, you could save someone from getting out of a possible engagement.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, and again,
like,
I'm not trying to throw, obviously Jessica, I'm not trying to throw Jessica under the bus. Like, she's clearly going through
dealing with a lot.
So it's like, you know, like I can like understand. I can totally fathom that. The other woman is like her best friend kind of, you know, swooping in feels a little suspect. Again, this is not your responsibility, but I think Ben's right. I would just kind of be like, hey, by the way, I think that by the way, tossing that in front of there really lets off the hook any sort of baggage. I think that your phone might be synced to the iPad or something. A couple of your texts came in.
Right.
It really like it takes the onus off you to have to be like, and by the way, I know everything that you're up to.
Also, just some blanket advice for cheaters out there. I mean, I personally,
by the way, and you've always been giving cheaters advice.
Always.
We
love the Apple ecosystem, right? It's great. I got an Apple Watch. I got a phone. I'm getting iMessages on my computer. Okay, it's great. But if you're gonna cheat, just turn them off. It's always an iPad.
Yeah.
Every time I hear a cheating story, it's like we have a shared iPad, and I saw it come in, and it's like, why? Just take it off. Let them go to your phone. That's it.
Oh my god,
this makes me feel gross.
There's also like then with the nanny cam. I thought you were going to say, by the way, because now I have a 4-month-old, and so the nanny cam, I get a notification anytime there's like a ray of sun that shines through the room. That's like there's movement detected, and it's just on pretty much all day. So like I thought you were going to say I saw them on the nanny cam, like kissing or something like that.
Are you seeing pics come in and stuff, or is it just text?
No, just text message.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because once you start getting into that, you probably have to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm seeing stuff.
Yeah. I'm seeing it all.
So it's a continuous thing here, is what you're saying. It's not just she professed her love one time.
No, every day it seems to get like deeper and deeper with them. Like they are fully like trying to be in a relationship and stuff.
I bet that
that's what it's coming off as.
I bet that if you bring this up to her, it may sway her from sort of doing this thing, like it's this affair. Like if you were sort of like, hey, just so you know, like your texts do pop up on the iPad. If you throw away the I think, she's going to then be like, I've been caught in this sort of thing. And I don't really want to have to explain this one to my nanny who I'm employing about my affair.
Right.
Or to like the woman's, fiance.
Might snap her back to reality.
Yeah.
Well,
like, this has consequences.
Yeah, big time.
And you said that you were brought along to help find engagement rings for Jenna?
No, that was
just Jessica.
Jessica.
Got it. Okay. Because if you were involved in that sense, I would say then you're kind of starting to tiptoe on the line where you might want to say something to Jessica like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable knowing what I know. I don't want to be party to this.
Well, here's a question for you, because I think it's an interesting one. If you had a friend that was cheating on their spouse, their partner, or something like that. I guess let's say girlfriend, boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Let's put this situation in like college, because now I think it's just like, I'd be like, fuck everybody, like stop cheating or whatever. But it's like, is it on you if you see a little hint of something to then let the other person know that something's suspect is going on?
Unless I got proof,
because it's so involved to like throw a accusation like that out. Yeah.
Unless I know. I'm going, hey, that's between you guys. Maybe you guys are all cool with this.
Yeah, I don't know that it's your responsibility to really bring this up to her, but I think you just want to hint at it and then move on.
I would say harness the power of the baby and utilize the baby somehow. Make the baby a pawn in this. Okay. Write a message on the baby's belly or something.
Yeah, I've seen everything in Sharpie on the baby.
If the baby sees it, I see it.
That's right.
Maybe put the baby in the car, drive away, say, I'm not coming back until you come clean.
Whoa. That's,
Force her hand.
Here's something you could do also. If you know that Jessica is sneaking out Maddie first thing in the morning, you could also show up early enough to witness it.
Ooh. Force a confrontation.
Yeah, and then go, Oh, wow. Because maybe she'll offer to bump up your pay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just came early because I had to take a shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know that I would see. Oh, yeah. But I think give Jessica a break, but just give a slight, moving nod, just a little gesture that maybe she'll be snapped away.
Yeah, clue her in and then let her deal with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Taylor. You have a fantastic evening, and
thank you, Miles.
Yeah, keep on nannying.
Good luck out there, Taylor.
Good luck out there, Taylor.
Good luck, Taylor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Holy moly, man.
That's the sound of cold, hard cash hitting your coin purse. Because Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Now is the time for you to be a business to have. Whether you're selling bologna sandwiches or shrimp salad, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm telling you, this puppy is packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth. I'm a guy who loves a business tool, and I know lots of people with small businesses and large ones, that use Shopify to sell their products, and it's kind of cool to me that I can rely on Shopify as a small busy. And then as I get to be a big busy, they're going to be selling my stuff on a yacht in the south of France, actually. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/perfectperson, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/perfectperson to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/perfectperson.
That is a moral conundrum.
Woo! Yeah, we get sometimes people they'll call in with the crazy things in their life. I mean, it's also one of my favorite parts of the show is it's really just people calling in to gossip, which is my favorite thing.
Yeah,
of all
that
time.
one is fully. There's a little bit of me that's like, just watch it unfold.
You don't need to really just kind of like, ooh.
You don't have to watch TV anymore. You get to just do this.
Yeah, right. No, that's incredible.
Strap a GoPro to the baby's head.
Right.
She could actually just kind of tilt the nanny cam towards the hallway or something.
Yeah.
You can also hear the stuff that goes on in the
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'll hear my wife Sarah watching TikToks and stuff like that. It'll be like, oh, boy, like whatever, trending sound kind of coming.
Do you watch TikTok at all? Do you go on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your favorite sound right now?
Oh boy, you know the one.
I don't know that one.
No, I don't know. That's not one, by the way. I do watch TikTok. You a TikTok user?
I like to consume it sometimes.
I do. It's a little dangerous. I feel like it's like eating my sweets too much.
Yeah. I go back and forth. I'm like, some days, some weeks, months, whatever, I just never open it. But then others, I'm like, let's kill 10 minutes.
Yeah. I've talked about this before, but and maybe this is outing myself, but sometimes I think that TikTok's giving me horny content without me asking for it.
Of course.
I got on it during the pandemic. It was like peak pandemic. And I was like, I gave it like a month and I was like, I think I need this off my phone. It's like flipping channels on crack and it feels so fucking good.
It does.
And I was like, I can't. It
also like became aware that I had a baby as soon as I had a baby.
Wow.
Which is kind of interesting. Because I was never served baby, whatever parenting content at all before. Yeah. And then after the baby, it was like, you're going to love this video. Funny dad. Yeah. All right. Let's give another call here to someone that's having sort of a fib. Not even a fib. They revealed something about their husband.
Hey, Miles. So my husband is into feet. That's something I've always supported him with. We've been together a long time. It's not weird to me. I'm not a kink shamer. But a couple months ago, we were all kind of drunk at this party, and I told one of his friends that he's into feet, and he kind of had a weird reaction to it. And my husband doesn't know that I told him this. I feel kind of bad. Like, should I tell my husband, or should I just kind of leave it unsaid? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Thanks.
Yeah, she exposed her husband's foot kink.
If it was, since the guy doesn't know, I probably wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
If it comes up,
I think I'm curious.
I would apologize.
I'm curious what she said to the friend.
I'm also curious the extent of the foot kink.
Yeah, I'm curious what type of foot kink.
Yeah.
Because that might open up another thing where it's like,
oh my God, shut up.
Hello. Thanks for calling Perfect Person. I'm here to call you back and ask about your husband's foot fetish.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's up, Miles?
How's it going? I'm here with Ben and Emil of Trillionaire Mindset.
Hi.
He's like,
hey, what's going on?
So tell us about both your husband's foot kink and what you said to his friend. How did you expose his fetish for the world to see?
Well, so I had a few drinks and we were hanging out, and he was just asking me questions about like what we do in the bedroom, and I was like, well, he actually has kind of an embarrassing fetish.
You said embarrassing?
And it is a little, I mean, he's kind of embarrassed by it. I am like very accepting of it, of course, and I've never told anyone except for that one time.
Oh, wow. So you let it slip. And by the way, the friend was prodding about what you guys do in the bedroom. That's a fucking weird thing to do, right? Because I feel like I'll talk casually, like with my friends about like the existence of me and my wife's activities at night, but I would never be specific because I think that's so weird.
And was this your husband's friend or your friend?
This is my husband's friend, but he's my friend.
If my friend asked my wife about what we do, I'd be like, "Can you fucking get it together? Don't do that."
Yeah. So what's going on over there, you guys? Like,
how did it come up? How did it come up?
I honestly don't remember, and this was like a couple months ago. But we were like just hanging out at a friend's house. It was like a birthday party get together.
Right.
And we were all drinking, but like this friend is kind of like weird anyway. Like he'll ask me stuff before about like who I slept with before my husband and like what I'm into. Like he's just that kind of guy.
Okay, so now we're getting to the real problem.
Yeah, this is the real problem.
I don't think you have to tell your husband that you maybe gave this guy some information. I think you need to tell him to talk to his friend.
Yeah,
He's making people uncomfortable at parties.
There's a pervert in your friend group.
Yeah.
And you need to out them. Yeah. That is so fucking weird to have like repeat offenses of being like, so like, who'd you fuck before?
No, come on, tell me.
Yeah, for real though.
Also,
what type of dude?
If he's a weirdo, why was he put off by the foot thing? That's in the world of fetishes. That's a very mild one.
Yeah,
it's funny
that's
to
normal.
Be a pervert and then shame someone for a kink.
Oh man, V, that's not my thing.
I don't know if he was necessarily like put off by it, but he definitely was like surprised. He was like, "Oh, Like, I could tell I told him something that he would probably think about again later.
Yeah, of course he's going to think about it. He's going to crank his hog to it later.
And I'm kind of wondering, like, if it's going to come up, if my husband sees that friend again, like, if, you know, he's going to be like, listen, your wife told me something kind of weird.
Okay, now that I do have more information, I feel like you might want to warn your husband because this guy is a little...
It seems like a loose cannon. Is this a close friend of yours? Because to be honest, that's so off-putting.
Yeah, they've known each other like since they were in elementary school. And it's kind of just like a thing with this friend. Like, he likes to ask invasive questions, and it's kind of like a, oh, haha, you're so funny kind of thing.
Is this
like,
friend single?
It didn't bother me when he asked me. Yes, he is.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Do you think that this friend maybe has a little crush on you?
You know what? I have always thought that. We've been together for 7 years, and so I've always like known him and been friends with him kind of adjacently from my husband.
Yeah.
And he'll like just kind of flirt with me and stuff, and I don't know. And my husband knows about it, and he's like, oh, that's just the way he is.
Okay, it's cool that your husband is secure. I have 2 suggestions. This has been here. Suggestion number 1, you confront the friend, or not confront him, but ask him to not say anything to your husband because you slipped and it's private information and you really shouldn't have shared that. Please keep it to yourself. Option 2 is like Emil said, get in front of it and tell your husband that you're sorry that you violated his trust.
It seems like your friend, the friend, is more the problem than you letting some stuff slip.
What do you enjoy about hanging out with this friend? Like, do they have any good qualities? Because I gotta be honest, this is kind of like fucking like I wouldn't want to hang out with this person who's like asking my wife like, so what kind of stuff do you guys do when you fool around?
I've never had a friend do like
no, that's so inappropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's kind of funny. It's just part of his personality. Like, he likes to kind of push the boundaries a little bit. And I'm someone who's pretty much an open book. Like, I don't mind sharing. So when he asks me things like that, it comes out.
Okay.
But I feel like I don't want to keep it from my husband. Like, I feel like I should tell him that I told someone else.
You probably should, I think. Because of who this guy is, he might just be telling everybody and asking other people about their stuff and being like, did you know that this guy actually is into feet too? Or whatever.
It also might be good to have that conversation and then ask your husband what he's okay with you sharing from your guys' personal life, because people are often mismatched on that. Some people are just like, yeah, we're just fucking and sucking all the time, and some people are like, oh, let's not talk about that.
But yeah, I would say probably tell your husband that you leaked the kink, and maybe don't hang out with this dude anymore.
Yeah, I would put some space between y'all.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
You rock. Thanks so much for calling in. I appreciate it.
Good luck out there.
Good luck out there.
Thanks, Miles.
Bye.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. Have you ever had a kink leaked?
No, it's just like, that's the thing. I'm pretty private in like, I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, my friends are vaguely aware that I'm having sex with my partners.
Yeah, right.
But especially if it's my significant other, it's not like, oh yeah, and then I'm just fucking whoop, and we do this and that.
No, of course.
But then
makes you so uncomfortable.
I've had the thing where like a female friend of a girlfriend will be like, yeah, and she told me down, and it's like
they definitely shouldn't have told you that they knew that. It's so
and I just be like, can you not tell people?
Yeah, right.
That I bark like a dog when I come. That fucking sucks.
You howl. You howl at the moon.
Yeah, I'm not barking. It's fucking howling. It's
howl.
Primitive. It's cool.
I feel like I saw a clip at one point of you selling like pictures of your belly button or something?
No, it was my feet.
It was your feet?
I got scammed, yeah.
You got scammed for your feet.
There was one morning, the coffee was just hitting extra that morning, and I was on a good one, and I was having a great morning trading, and I got a DM from a stranger saying he would pay me basically $1,200 for 3 photos and 3 videos. And I was like, cool, yeah, sure. Like, no problem. Do I have to get naked? And he's like, no, just
the feet.
Follow this template. And he sent me pictures of another guy, and it was like putting your feet out like this, putting your feet in whatever.
The pictures are
in a couple
insane.
positions. And I just said, yeah, fuck it. All right. And deep in my mind, I was like, this is probably a scam. And he said, send half, and then I'll send you the money, and then you send the other 3. And I said, okay. So I sent 3 pictures, and then he blocked me.
I love that the scam wasn't for money. It was for your feet.
Yeah, it was for the actual pictures.
Yeah, that's
so
incredible.
Probably sells them. Probably has a website where he sells them, and So somewhere out there, someone's getting off to my feet. That's fine.
If you
That's
bought
okay.
a feet pic recently, then
It might have been me. Also, who's fucking buying it? It's free.
It's free.
Like
Yeah,
you
there's
can
free
get
feet.
it anywhere.
there's free feet all over the internet.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but maybe there's something enticing about, I don't know.
Premium.
These people, man, I swear to God.
It was in 4K. It was in 8K.
I don't even know if it was that good quality. Whatever the compression algorithm is on Netflix, Instagram. I was going to say Netflix.
Well, the feet were on net. Yeah, they put them on Netflix.
God. I swear to God, if it's part of some documentary that I don't know about, some Nathan for you type shit.
Well, let's take one final call here. This is someone that is having sort of a joke
Hello,
off.
Miles. I have a conundrum. My problem is that my grandpa died sad, and I'm going to give a speech at his memorial. Also sad, but I'm kind of a silly Billy. I like to have a joke now and again, so I'm wondering how many jokes is too many for a grandpa memorial speech? Please let me know. It's in a month.
Interesting.
So you want to sort of make jokes at your grandpa's wake, but you don't want to make too many jokes that people think that,
I get it. That's a tough line.
You're being offensive. And it's also like it's a grandpa, so it's always sad when somebody dies, but grandparents are typically older, so it's like
What they do, they die.
It's
right.
But
also, people appreciate the levity. But
Yes.
I think it's all about how tasteful these jokes are.
I think so much of a funeral is being able to laugh with/at the person in a way that makes you show that you know them really well.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can cross a line.
You can cross a line. You don't want to make the rest of the family upset.
Yeah, your mom's going, that's my dad.
Yeah. Exactly.
And now you're a fucking orphan, Mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone, yeah.
That's a good joke. We should tell her that.
They should definitely
Hello?
Hello. You called perfect person, and I'm here to call you back. I'm here with Ben and Emil.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so excited. I'm at improv practice.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're gearing up for the funeral.
You're gearing up for the funeral. You're trying to work out some
Yes,
material.
I'm getting ready.
We're here to help you write the roast of your grandfather.
But I can
Okay,
chat.
you can chat. Good. Now,
Yeah.
tell us how you want to roast your grandfather, and we'll tell you if it's appropriate or not.
It's not so much a roast. It's kind of like I'm very much like the entertainer in my family, and I want to serve even at this. Actually, it's a celebration of life, not a funeral.
Oh, there you go. That's okay. That's one step in your
Yeah.
direction. Yeah, that's good.
I'm at improv practice right now, so I kind of have to live up to that.
How old was he? How did he die?
He was 87 years old,
Okay.
and he was dying for a hot minute.
Mhm.
But I would say the final thing that killed him was just general organ failure. Yeah, it was sad.
Okay, immediately I want to
GOF.
suggest that when you started off, he died doing what he loved, popping a wheelie on his motorcycle on the freeway.
He did have a badass life. He was a nudist for a while. He was taking ayahuasca.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, this is perfect.
Yeah, Grandpa's gonna love
'Cause-
this.
Yeah.
Okay, from experience, I would say I'm probably the entertainer in my family as well. My grandma died maybe 5 years ago, and I went funny stories, and people loved it. They were like, it was very nice, and
Yeah.
people got to laugh and stuff. Also, just know, you might be very confident now, and I didn't think it was going to happen, but I got up there and I just broke down, ended up gripping a Greek priest and telling him I can't stop fucking crying. So, just be,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Wow.
think that's right.
Yeah.
Write the funny speech and then know that you might be weeping while you say it.
Yeah, I have some funnies in there already, but when I go back and read it, I do start crying.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's sad. Yeah.
You gotta make a tragedy comedy sandwich, and you've gotta layer it with jokes and heartfelt stuff, and definitely end on a heartfelt note, because that will be the final thing that people take away from it, instead of Grandpa was a poopy diaper baby.
You definitely don't want to end it with a really stupid joke.
I mean, we've all had those moments. And I have this vision of after giving my speech, my family members come up to me and put their hand on my shoulder and they're like, Sarah, that was beautiful and hilarious.
yeah.
That's what I want.
You have that vision in your head?
That's what I'm RPing in my head right now.
I would definitely do maybe some due diligence and run a couple by, maybe a cousin or sibling.
Oh, it's a Google Doc. My
Okay.
brother's on the Google Doc.
Yeah.
My dad's on the Google Doc.
Yeah, that's good.
because they won't lead you astray.
Yeah. No, and I'm not going to be out of pocket. The man is dead. But
Famously, general organ failure.
Yeah, famously.
Yeah. But I do think I can fit some funnies in. I like the idea of the funny tragedy sandwich. It's got to be heartwarming too.
Yeah. No, I think so. But also, I find that humor, everything like funny stories about the thing or like embarrassing stories about the person are what make people like miss them the most.
Yeah.
Like saying all the amazing stuff they did, yes, like that will also be like heartfelt, but saying like the funny time that they mess something up is like so much more human sometimes than just their accolades.
Oh, true.
It also sounds like your grandpa is just ripe for the way you're describing it. It sounds like he's got an insane life.
Yeah. He died how he lived.
He did have a crazy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, or like morphine or like, whatever they give people when they die.
Well, I'm sorry that your grandfather passed.
Yeah. I was supposed to be in a sketch comedy show, and then I got the call that he was dying, and I had to leave.
Bummer.
You could do a bit where you're like, I was supposed to be at a sketch comedy show, but I had to be here instead. So here's some of that material just because I didn't have time to work it out.
I know. Could he not have waited like 48 hours?
I'd love it if I could get some suggestions from the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I do a full one-woman show long-form bit.
Yeah. Honestly, but no, I think this is a great idea. Oftentimes when I go to a funeral and it's not funny, I feel like it's like, or at the very least, oftentimes my favorite part of like a wake or something like that is the party afterward where you tell the stories that you're not allowed or supposed to tell at the at the funeral. Because the stories that are like, oh my God, do you remember when like this friend of ours like, got drunk and they did this whatever thing? Like that's the real intimate stuff that like helps you remember the person. And I think leading with humor and doing a little tease, a little roast of your grandpappy is the way to go.
Yeah, and I think he would like it. He loved an LOL. He loved a joke.
And there's something very special about funeral laughter. It's you can sometimes like weirdly feel delirious because you're so sad and everyone's so sad and it's this collective. But then it just starts you get this infectious laughter and you can't stop laughing sometimes.
Yeah, I would. And here's just another little fun one. Instead of saying like, I know Grandpa's smiling down from heaven, you could say, I know Grandpa's smiling up from hell. Or
we are Jewish, so that's not really in the game.
Hey, me too. So all you got is purgatory then. You can say he's smiling up from purgatory.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. I have to go lead an improv practice now, but I appreciate your
Don't forget to yes and.
thoughts.
Yeah, don't forget to yes and. Get back to improv. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Well, before we get to our final segment, do you guys have any problems that you need solving on the show today that we can kind of address as a group? No?
So many. Mine is just like a list of
big
list. I got a few, but I'm playing. I have had a history on our show of being very open with things, and I've decided recently that I should start to play my cards closer to the chest.
Is that true? Wait, why? Yeah. What did you share that you felt?
Oh, just so many things. And people like that. And I just currently right now where I'm at in my life, I'm like, I just don't feel good about it. Because I will go back to that place where I'm just like an open book. But currently, I'm just kind of more closed off.
Dang. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty guarded with my personal life just because it gets... I mean, I worry about for example, there are things I'm going through where I'm like, oh, we could talk about that here and it'd probably be interesting for people. But I'm like, the last thing is I need is that person to be like, dude, don't talk about. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to.
Oh, no, if it's like a personal.
I don't want one-on-one. Like, it'd be great to call in and as an anonymous person and be like, okay, so I've got this woman who, we like it, whatever.
Yeah, right. No, there is a funny line where like, I find especially with like, I should have baby. And like, I do want to talk about some of that stuff, but I also like, I don't want to make my family content at all. Like I have no desire to do that, even though that like, this is my job. So I do have to talk about the things I'm going through.
You kind of have to find the line that is good for you because some of it, and I do stand up and stuff. So I talk about stuff on stage and that feels easier. It feels easier to do it there and with an air of like, you guys all know these are jokes and stuff. Sometimes when you're doing it here, it's this thing that's recorded and put out into the world. And now I'm like weirdly sharing my life with people in a way that.
Well, speaking of sharing our lives, that does bring us to our final segment, a segment we like to call Get Real.
Oh.
This is a segment where we force a genuine moment in an effort to learn more about each other and ourselves. And you both just said that you are playing your cards close to the chest.
That's okay.
But I guess I'm curious. You're both very funny people. You have a great show. You have a great rapport. And I guess the place I'll start, Ben, you mentioned briefly, also, by the way, anything you don't want to talk about, we just cut
also,
out.
does this music continue?
No, but in about 3 minutes, I hit it again.
Got it.
You mentioned that you've been through immense amounts of loss.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious about that because I am also somebody who's been in immense amounts of loss. My brother passed away when I was 17. I've had many friends pass away, stuff like that. But what's your experience with loss? And Emil, as well.
My dad dropped dead of a heart attack when I was 23.
Oh, wow.
And that was just like that was, I mean, you know the feeling.
Yeah,
it's like, life is not fucking around here.
Completely.
And suddenly, it's like post 9/11.
Yeah.
Where, the innocence is gone.
Yeah.
And this is very real. And now I've got to navigate life without a father figure.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like witnessing the pain, the visceral, what's the like primal pain that my mom went through.
Yeah.
And then later on in my late 20s, learning, thank you. Oh. I thought, for the audio listener, I thought that the music was going to stop, but he just restarted it, which is great. But
thank you.
Later on in life, figuring out too late how that, among many things, informed my first real adult romantic relationship.
Yeah.
And then, having an abortion with someone.
Yeah. Right.
At the age of, how old was I? 30.
Yeah.
And just, so those are some of the, I guess a death is a skeleton in the closet, but it's the things that you carry with you that you're, that you're constantly, they inform who you are.
Completely. I mean, I feel the same way about like my brother's death. I mean, all the stuff you mentioned about like watching your mom go through that, watching my mom go through losing her son was really crazy and something I still haven't really processed. I find also like a lot of the stuff that happened around that time, I don't necessarily remember because it was so intense at the time that like, for whatever reason, your brain protects you in this weird way. But I think that recently...
It's... Go on. Go on.
I obviously have all this experience. One of my best friends also like passed away, 2 years ago. Like it's tough because those experiences are so pivotal and huge. And I'm trying to find a way to not let them define how I view my own identity, especially my brother one. I was like, I was really young and he was sick for like a long time. He died of cancer. But I think with big, immense experiences, especially when I was in college, especially afterward, if somebody asked me like, what are defining qualities about you? I would say like, that's the stuff that like my reaction to those big experiences defined who I was. I think now it's like, I have a son, my life is really wonderful in so many ways. And it's interesting to try to uncouple myself from those traumatic experiences as I'm like, who am I outside of that stuff?
Yeah.
But yeah. That's interesting.
I don't try to decouple myself from those because I know that I can't and never could, and I wouldn't want to because they're part of what makes you whatever that Japanese concept is when like a piece of
broken thing and they fix it with the glass.
Fix it with the gold.
Gold, sorry.
My cracks are filled with gold.
Yeah.
My crack is filled with gold.
Big time.
It just kind of gives you a newfound appreciation for life and all of its Yeah, it makes you appreciate the donut in the morning. Man, this is really...
Well, Emil, we just sort of got real there, but I don't know. And if it's not lost, what is something that you feel...
Yeah, how do I follow up dead dad, dead brother, abortion?
Okay, so let me help you. So we obviously, those are experiences that are big, that define us. What is a moment or event that you feel like when someone asks you, like, what are pivotal life events that have happened to you? It can be a feeling, it can be an anxiety that you feel like has created who you are today.
I've never talked about, if I don't want to leave it in, we'll cut it out or something.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
I don't think I've ever talked about this on air, but my mom, she lost her eyesight when I was in high school. She's a rare disease. It's a rare genetic genetic disease called Leber's, hereditary optic neuropathy.
Yeah.
And so I mean, both my parents worked, so yeah, and she had to stop working after that, just kind of like overnight, everything.
It happened that suddenly? Like overnight?
Yeah, she just woke up.
Yeah.
And not only that, we didn't know. So she didn't know she had that disease. So yeah, all of a sudden everyone was like, Mom's blind now. Don't do it.
I'm really sorry.
How is she now?
She's regained a little bit of her eyesight, but she's still legally blind, can't drive.
Sure.
It's...
Whoa.
And you feel like when that happened, you just had to, I guess, like, yeah, that seems like such a sudden thing to happen to a parent. You had to adjust very quickly because you were young, right?
Yeah, I was probably 15. I mean, and yeah, it was just scary.
Yeah.
No one knew what it was. Doctors could not figure it out.
Yeah,
I mean, we were like truly she would go to all different doctors. I think it wasn't until she went to the Wills Eye Institute in Philadelphia and they were able to figure out what it was. And then they were like, just so you know, if the mother has it, your kids have it. And we were like,
oh, wow.
Oh, what? And so
The doctor played this music.
yeah.
Yeah, he played
Sorry,
it.
Just so you
I have
know.
to tell you something.
And yeah, so they did, my mom was like, there's no way, they don't have it, blah, blah, blah. And they did the tests and then they were like, yeah, they have the gene for it or whatever. Which it doesn't mean that, it just means it's a possibility at some point.
Sure.
But it's like a very rare thing already. So yeah, so it was just a lot. I mean, it was that, and then there are obviously very big like financial ramifications when two people support a household and then
One can't see anymore.
one can't.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, just that was things changed really quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that also the unknowing of it, like something like that happening and then not really knowing what is going to happen next. I mean, that was for all the stuff that was my brother was like, he had cancer when he was a kid and then he had a seizure in a drive-through when he was like a sophomore in college. And it was just like, we don't know what this is. And for a long time, it was just sort of like trying to figure out that thing. I find that the scariest thing with a lot of medical stuff is just like only seeing the symptom of something, having no idea what it means,
Right. And so I've I was much worse before, but I'm a bit of a hypochondriac and I just have a lot of anxiety about when symptoms arise and stuff like that. I mean, for example, I get ocular migraines and my vision blurs. I can't see. And the first time I started getting ocular migraines, I was like, holy shit, I went blind. And so I didn't know it was a migraine, so I didn't do anything. And it got so intense, I puked and I finally felt better. And I was like, oh my God, I can see.
Yeah, right.
But literally I know it's that. And every time I get an ocular migraine, it's always like, I can feel the migraine, but the blurry, it goes blurry before that. And I just am so scared.
Totally.
So,
oh, dude. I mean, yeah. I having seen all that stuff that went with my brother, like I'm such a hypochondriac about anything like that. I have like a minor heart thing, kind of, but then but I'm stressed about every part of my body all the time. Yeah. Especially now that I have a baby, I'm just like,
yeah. I mean, the health stuff is just it's scary. I mean, I've dated people where there have been huge health scares, and it's just like there was one where luckily it didn't happen, but she had every symptom of, I can't remember what it was. It might have been like MS or something.
Oh, wow.
And she was showing it to me, like everything she looked up. And I was like, holy shit. And I remember we just had this night where I was like, oh my God, everything is going to be different. Jeez. And it's like another thing where it's like, okay, now like, here's the line. Everything's different after that. Yeah. And that's, it's like,
there was this is kind of a funny ending to this conversation. But so my wife, huge hypochondriac, worried about every possible thing that could go on wrong with her, really worried about stuff with the baby, genetic stuff. Like
I was going to say, that's got to be the biggest.
Oh my God, dude. I didn't sleep for the first month. I just would be like, he's going to just like stop being alive because he thinks it's funny. Like it was just so like,
Right.
he was just like asleep and we'd be like, what? Like he's sleeping too much, whatever. But so we had all this genetic testing done. There's a thing called amniocentesis that you do where they take like a little bit of an amniotic fluid and they do all these tests. And we were in Italy at a wedding and we're driving up these like really windy hills to get to this hotel for this wedding. And we got on email the results of the test. And so we get all the results and I pull it out. And Sarah's like, you just look at it because you know about this stuff better. And I looked and I went to, like looked up and down the test. And on tests like this, it will say the result. And then next to the test, because we had, there's dozens of tests that you have done. It's like for Down syndrome, for all this stuff. And next to the test, it says the efficacy of the test. It says a percentage. So I'm in a car in Italy. I pull out this document and it says male, like we learned that he's a little boy. And then it's like, Down syndrome, 98%. This 97%, this 63%. Some of them were not, but it's like, I was just like, maybe we'll just call it when we get to the hotel. Like,
wait, 98% that he's got it?
No, 98%. That's the efficacy of the test. So this is negative. 98% that this is correct.
Yeah.
Like, 90% accuracy. So, but it was just like to see those things and be like, that feeling where you're like, oh, everything will be different now for like 10 minutes. And then I re-looked at the test and I was like, I'm a fucking dumbass. Like, this is all just like the results of tests and this is how this stuff looks. But
how do you feel about that now though? Are you constantly worried about your child?
Yes, I think, yes, the answer is yes, but I have found that one of the things, we're talking about identity with like that kind of stuff, like big traumatic events. I have found that one of the ways that I operate now was like, okay, we have no idea what's going to happen. I could get hit by a bus. Like the intense, horrible things happen for no reason, really. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if that's true, then my brain kind of goes like, okay, well, like we'll worry about the stuff we can worry about. And ultimately we have very little control over all of this stuff. And if something is to happen, like we want to be, essentially it's like you want to worry in small doses when you actually have to, because there's evidence of that.
Right.
Because I found that like I wouldn't be able to survive if I just worried about, like my brother had cancer, worrying about my baby having cancer or something like that. It would destroy me. I wouldn't be able to do anything. So I'm just like, I have to remove myself from that and then try to like worry in small doses or like worry when I'm feeling really panicky or I have too much coffee or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the answer is yes. And also I try to like level it out by just being like, there's so little we can control. Well, guys, thanks so much for doing the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. This was a blast.
It was a pleasure. Obviously, you guys have a show, Trillionaire Mindset. Where can people find that? Find you guys?
YouTube.com.
Yeah, go to our YouTube.
Trillionaire Mindset.
Go to our YouTube and subscribe. You can follow along on social. What are we? Trillionaire
Mind Pod. You'll find it. You just Google it. You'll find everything you need.
Yeah. Google Trillionaire Mindset. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter and other social media things.
Yeah, and we take all the dense, boring shit and we make it entertaining, and you'll find yourself going, that was entertaining.
Yeah, and you'll like our whole general vibe, and you'll say these guys make me happy, and I'm hearing about stuff that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and we suck and fuck on there too.
Yep, every episode.
They're sucking and fucking.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
It's pretty cool.
People keep asking us to stop, and we say we'll never stop.
Yeah, we'll never stop.
No fucking chance.
No way.
Well, as always, everyone, thanks for listening to the show. And just remember that no matter where you are, what your struggles are, perfection is only a call away.
That was a Headgum podcast.